what kind of effect do you feel your job has on the agriculture industry?
Sure. I think social media and marketing has a huge impact on the ag industry. The industry as a whole has always been kind of private, but with social media and the internet, information, even inaccurate information, is readily available to anyone who wants to find it. I think it's important that we, Georgia Farm Bureau, or we as farmers, ranchers, and advocates of the ag industry, are telling our story and speaking out about how much farmers contribute to our modern way of life.
Okay. How do you think your job benefits people in the community? And that kind of was in the previous one too, as well. But
Sure. One of the goals at Georgia Farm Bureau is to connect consumers to their food, to educate them on where it comes from and how it's made. I think being a source of truth about food and farming to people who are 2 or 3 generations removed from farming is important and plays a huge role in our community.
okay, how do you think your job benefits those in the agriculture industry?
So, kind of piggybacking off the last question, when consumers understand where their food comes from and who grew it, it builds trust not only with the farmers but with the product itself. I think educating consumers helps farmers build trust with their customers, and encourages them to buy from their local farms or local grocery stores. Um, so Georgia Farm Bureau also has a public policy team that represents Georgia farmers at the Capitol, not only in Atlanta, but also in DC, to ensure that their voice is heard through legislation and different laws that are passed that might impact them. And so I think in those aspects, Georgia Farm Bureau has a huge impact on the ag industry.
Okay, great. What about if there's one thing you could change about your job in agriculture, what would it be?
Um, so I'm not sure I would change anything. One thing that can be kind of frustrating are all the misconceptions out there about agriculture, whether it's organic or industrial farming, or all these type buzzwords, GMOs, or you know um, people believing that there's Roundup in their food. Um,
Right.
so all of that, I wish I could change. I wish that there was um, just more of a honest voice rather than people feeling like they have to debate back and forth and kind of spread rumors on both sides. So that is one thing I wish that people would not just share things they see on Facebook, or actually do their research to figure out if that post is true or it's not true. Um, but overall, the ag industry is full of amazing people who want to help you and want to see you grow. And so it's been a great community for me and an awesome industry. And so I wouldn't change that aspect. But overall, in my job, there are things I wish I could change.
Okay, that's great. What advice would you give a student looking for a future career in this area of agriculture? Example, like how to prepare or beneficial classes to take, things that might help somebody be more prepared, or maybe that you've learned that you wish you would have done.
Sure. So, I would say if you're wanting to go into ag marketing, I would recommend taking marketing classes, of course, as well as business classes. Um, and, just overall, yes, you need to know the ag side, but you also need to know um, the basics of marketing, because for the most part, depending on what company you're going to be with, you're going to be talking directly to consumers. So you need to know the basics of marketing rather than um, heavy ag lingo, because most people don't understand what you're talking about, or you have to educate them on what you're talking about. Um, One thing with college students that I always recommend doing is just being responsible on social media. So most employers, especially in the digital industry, like marketing or social media, the first thing they're going to check when you apply are your social media accounts. So how are you responding on social media? What are you talking about? Are you Do you look like a professional on your accounts, or do you look like you're really enjoying college, or something like that? So that would be my a big takeaway, is just to be aware of how you as a person look on social media. Um, and then also, if there's a company that you want to work for or that you're interested in interning with, just to engage with them on social media. Comment on some of their posts or share some of their posts. I guarantee you the people in those roles will see you and notice you and will recognize your name when they get your resume. So that's something I would highly recommend doing. And also, just moving forward in the marketing industry, it's a huge asset if you have a wide range of skills. So, if you're interested in photography or video, definitely learn as much about those things as you can while you're still in school and kind of work on perfecting those skills. It'll definitely help you land a job later.
Okay. Thank you. That's good.